Kirk Johnson. I'm president of the BMW Motor Rod Club of Northern Illinois. And in today's do-it-yourself video, I want to show you how to change out the coolant on, this is a 2004 model, but other models are similar. This is an F650GS. And I'm just going to show you how the procedures on how to get through it. The first thing you're going to need to do on your bike is remove this side panel here. So hopefully you know how to do that. And you also need to take off the engine guard if it's in the way of where the water pump is, and I'll show you where that is, so and the drain hole and stuff like that. So the other thing that will need to be done too is, currently this bike is on the center stand, but it really should be on the side stand when you do this procedure. So let's get started here. You drain the engine and the coolant tank, at least the upper part of the radiator, by pulling out this bottom screw here. So we're going to pull that out. Once we pull it out, it's going to start dripping out immediately, as you can see. I don't know if it's going to shoot out of there or not. But we're going to drain it from here. Okay, nothing's coming out. And the reason nothing's coming out, probably because we have the radiator cap on still. Yep, there it is. Alright. There's more than that in there. Kind of like going to the bathroom. You have a prostate problem or something. Of course, if your pee looks like that, you're in big trouble. You have an oil change kit. It comes with a bunch of extra washers. There's a little copper washer on this one. You could probably reuse it if you don't have one. But if you do have that kit, go ahead and change out that washer on here before you put this back in. And give the hoses a little squeeze here, make sure everything's out. Just gonna sort of put it back in there for now. Now I have to drain out the rest of the radiator. So coming down at the radiator here, you just follow the hose along here, and there's a little band clamp. It's right here. According to the manual, take this one off and pull the hose off, and be ready, because it'll come dumping out of there, of course. This will create a mess. That's it. That gets the rest of it out. Back on and tighten that clamp back up. This system does not hold a whole lot. I think it's only like a half a gallon. Which would explain, as you probably have already discovered, that your fan comes on pretty often while you're driving. But it really is only one cylinder, so it's not like there's a whole lot going on all the time. I don't imagine it has a whole lot of heat. The heat output's probably pretty low. Alright, just going to pull this out one more time, just make sure everything's out of there. Yep. Tighten it back up, and this will torque down to 10 Newton meters. Okay. Up here at the coolant tank, in order to evacuate, if you have a lot in here, in order to evacuate it, you can pop this clamp off that's up here on the radiator. You have to pop that clamp off of there, and pull this hose off, and then you can you can put a little bit of air pressure right inside this little hole, this little vent hole, and it will pressurize the tank and it'll shoot the rest out. I'm not going to evacuate this because, as you could probably see in the video, there's just a trace of antifreeze left in here. There's barely anything. This person ran this one kind of low. Now, in order to refill the radiator, there's a vent on the other side of the bike up here. It's right underneath the radiator. Right here, this is the temperature sensor. You see the radiator hose coming in. Anyways, there's a little vent hole right here that you have to open that up. So, crack that loose. And you got to, it's probably a good idea to attach a hose to it. If you got some small piece of hose to put on there, just because as this thing's burping out, you want to, there we go. Open that up. Hook a hose up to it. That way, when it starts coming out, you know to stop with this. But now we got to put the new antifreeze in. So if your radiator does not drain all the way when you remove that bottom hose, it's because the thermostat is in the way. As you can see, there's still fluid in there and the hose is off. So the thermostat needs to be removed and inspected, which I'm going to do now, because the thermostat is the holdup here. So right underneath here, there's a little clip. I'm going to pry that out. There it is. And then you should be able to pry the thermostat out. It's held in there with an O-ring. There it goes. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. At least it's draining finally. Okay, so you just have to pry in this little tab here in order to pull this out. This is, or it's I don't know if it's like a lime buildup or something. So anyways, I'm going to clean this up and it should start functioning properly again. I really think that this was a definite issue here. So after taking out the thermostat, pulling it all apart, and cleaning all the buildup here, the lime buildup or calcium buildup, the thermostat part itself here, it's got these little shallow grooves around the edge here, right around here. And this is the bypass on this unit. This is what lets just a little tiny bit of the antifreeze come out, pass through the system so that this thing heats up properly. These had completely occluded or got clogged up from all that calcium buildup in there. So this thing would only open like as soon as it would get, fully hot all the way up here at the radiator, then it would open. It wasn't opening correctly. So now that that's fixed, I'll put this thing back together. Alright. So it goes in there like that. Doesn't matter, there's no, there's no wrong way to put this thing in. So anyways, it's going to go back in together like this, and then go back up in the unit. You line up the tab again. This goes in there nice and firm. And then put the little ring back in there. Just like that. Alright. Now you know how to remove a thermostat. So what kind of antifreeze to use? Well, I would recommend using something like this, Engine Ice. It's a ready to use formula. It's made for motorcycles. It is nitrate free and phosphate free and all the other stuff. Basically it just really works well. So you're going to slowly add antifreeze, kind of supporting the bike up. You got to kind of rock it back and forth a little bit to make sure everything gets through there. Yeah, kind of tip it back. Just kind of work it all in. It takes a while. Alright, it's coming out of there pretty good now. Now you go back over on the other side of the bike and you close up that little bleeder screw and you torque that down to 12 Newton meters. And then just top up this system, top up your tank here, run the bike, check it again. Once it heats up and cools down, take a look at it again, maybe take it out for a quick ride or something, and make sure that your at least your overflow tank or your expansion tank is up to the maximum level. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get something out of it. Enjoy your riding.